Life's a dance, you learn as you go. Sometimes you lead and sometimes you follow. Don't worry about what you don't know. Life's a dance, you learn as you go.
What made you choose country music?
I actually, believe it or not, hated country music. I loved hip hop.
How good is country music as a tool to deal with heartbreak?
It's the best tool. They say country music is all about you losing your wife or your dog is dying and whatever. So there's a band that's made a country song called What Do You Get When You Play a Country Song Backwards? You get your house back, you get your wife back, you get your dog back, you get your money back, you get when you play a country song backwards. And that's the truth.
What did it mean to choose music as a career?
Well, it was never part of the plan. The thing you need to know about my life is
How do you earn money?
it's
What
per
pays
gig.
you?
Like, for example,
So do you see
Yeah.
a possibility of genres being mixed by artists where country collaborates with a hard
collab
rock
is the way
or
to
a-
go these days. Like, there's no two ways about it. Like, the difference between 1,000 views and 1 million views is that thing that you think you can let go of. Like, and it's okay, it will work. But if you tweak it till it's perfect, that's the difference between 1,000 views and 1 million views.
Do you feel that doing country music, you're probably in the wrong country?
Yes and no. When I'm performing in Dubai, I'm American, I am South African, I am British, I am Australian, I am everything else. When I take a break and I'm asked the question, where are you from? The minute I say India,
There's a cover done by one artist where they
Yeah.
sang something low, you sing it at a
yeah,
higher
you
pitch.
can change it up completely.
So
Yeah.
that AI will never be able to do.
You'll be shocked. Music Travel Love is here, and would you like to collaborate on a song with them for the Abu Dhabi government? I said, okay. They have sent me an email one morning saying, so this is the song we're going to do. These are the lines you'll be singing, and these are your parts. And they sent me an audio file. I played the audio file, and it was me singing that song. My wife overheard it. She said, when did you record that song with them? So I was like, I haven't. And it was AI, completely AI. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. Please don't take my sunshine away. That was a hungover voice.
That's Sheridan Brass.
Did I ruin it?
No, of course not. This is brilliant. We've never started it like this. We're just breaking mold.
Oh, man. Thank
So today we're talking with Sheridan Brass. I have the honor and the privilege of being a friend of his. We have rolled sweaty on the floor.
Yeah.
We are going to talk about it later. And Rajesh and I are chatting up Sheridan Brass today. Sheridan was here to perform on behalf of his band Mudro. He is by and large
Yeah.
Mudro
Yeah.
in UAE, but he performs everywhere. And we thought this was the right time to have a conversation with him. So Creative Sparkplug is a black book of creative journeys. In this podcast, we talk with creative individuals and record their stories. It gives insight to a creative life, inspires youngsters, and nourishes people who feel challenged in their creative journeys.
Wow.
That's what we have been aspiring to do. And so we've never spoken with a musician.
Man, I'm glad I'm the first one here.
So, Sheldon, you're our first musician, and we are really excited to have you here. We heard you sing last night, you and the entire band, and we really enjoyed it. We were, I think all of us were really tripping, and the last few songs were like really amazing. So let's hear your story. I think since you're the first musician, let's start from your early days.
Okay.
What got you into music? What made you take that forward as a career? So let's start with that, and then we'll get into the other aspects.
Done. Well, first of all, thank you so much, guys, for having me here. It's an absolute pleasure. And like you said, Vasho, we've rolled around in the muck. but we'll keep that for a little later on.
Yeah.
Just to keep them hanging on, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, we've been through a lot together, and it's amazing to be back here and to know that this connection still lasts and will last forever. So, and I'm so happy and so glad that you guys are doing this, because I think we need more of this right now in this day and age, and for all eternity, I think, because this is a topic that's very crucial to be heard by everyone, especially the youngsters, like you mentioned, and for them to know that there is hope in creativity and to make a living out of doing, pursuing their dreams. And thank you for having me be the first musician. I'm really proud and honored to be here. Thank you for coming for the show last night.
It was a
Good.
pleasure.
Although I didn't get to see you all in the crowd, but I could feel the energy from stage.
I was saying good juju.
Yeah, good jujus. But yeah, it was amazing to be back on home ground last night, and for that turnout to be there and to just be so warm and welcoming. That was amazing. Yeah, now to answer your question, I come from a family of singers. So my dad grew up with music, and he was a leader in a band, and he played the guitar and sang. That's what actually got my mom to fall in love with him, his long hair and his guitar playing and singing. So dad was a musician. My brothers sing. One of my older brothers was also a serious singer. He pursued it for a while. And I'm the youngest by far in the family. So I'm 12 years younger than my oldest brother. So it took a while for me to really consider myself to be a musician, because I was always in the shadows of, dad and my elder brother. And they were the singers in the family. And I actually, believe it or not, hated country music. I loved hip hop.
Nice.
It was the rebel years. So when I was growing up in boarding school and all of that, I was just completely into Eminem and the whole rap scene and everything. And whenever country music was playing, I considered it for the older folk and boring music, right? And then my parents just said, one day you'll know, one day you'll realize. And they were right. So, in fact, I have this tattoo, is the same tattoo Eminem has on his wrist. And I would wake up every morning drawing it on my hand. Till I turned 18, I could get it tattooed. But then when I turned 18, 19, I was exposed to a lot more country music. And there was a couple of songs that actually flipped a switch in my head where I really related to the lyrics. And I said, man, this is deep stuff. Like, compared to hip hop, this is... And then that's when I started singing, and just for the heck of it, And it so happened that I was introduced to karaoke nights in Bangalore at a small club here. And then that club was closed one night, and I happened to go to Opus, which was a bigger karaoke
That used to be
scene.
a big
Yeah.
place to go to. All of us went there.
Yeah,
Karaoke.
we've done, yeah. So that's how it kind of happened. Although I used to sing even in school, I used to take part in competitions. I never won a single competition in school. But yeah, then once I started to explore the music scene in Bangalore at that time in the mid 2000s, is when I got drawn into the whole thing and said, hey, you know what? Maybe this could, there are people enjoying my voice and the thing, and I'm enjoying it. I'm getting a kick out of doing it. I said, maybe there is some sort of scope for me to pursue this, But I didn't really take it very seriously back then. It was me just living a life of, I lived for the day, basically. So I had a great time. I partied hard. I sang hard. I don't remember much. I still believe I don't have accountability for about 10 years of my life. It's all been a blur. But it was the greatest days. So that slowly, gradually kind of shaped me to be the person I am today. And it gave me hope that I could pursue this journey in singing and building a career out of it. And that's how it kind of just, like I said, there was no plan. I didn't intend to be where I am. I do not know what the future holds. I just live for the moment, and I trust the process. I believe in God, and I believe in the whole spiritual journey that I'm on. I believe in people. I believe in myself. And I think it's just about tapping into what I'm blessed with and sharing that with everyone. And then that everything else is just a byproduct of where I'm supposed to be. I don't know if that makes sense.
No,
So
absolutely.
Yeah.
Did you sing in the church and all that while growing up? Was that?
Not really. Although most of the band guys that I'm a part of, Mudro, they grew up singing in church. For me, I did not grow up singing in church. I attended church, but I was never part of the choir or anything. But as time went on, like this is how I found my voice. But now I do a lot more gospel singing. I don't sing in the church, but I like gospel music. I like the sounds of it. I like the harmony aspect and all of that. But yeah, never really sang in church. But I hope to in the future.
So while you were growing up in school, did singing take more importance or the studies took more importance?
I was just fooling around. Nothing took importance.
I
It was
have
just
lots of questions there. Early life, I have lots of questions.
go ahead.
Starting from the fact that, like my mom is the fifth kid. She was born 13 years after her previous sibling.
Wow, it's a big
So
gap.
if I have to give it back to my mom, they're like, Ma, you are like unwanted. Just give it. You had a mistake. Like your parents, oops.
Oops. Sometimes I feel like that too.
Which brother of yours makes you feel that way?
No, brother. Actually, my parents sometimes say, you know what, you're an actor. No, actually, they don't do that. They never do that. But that question always comes up in my mind. Like, why 8 years after the last guy? Like, how did I happen? Was I planned? No, definitely not. But I know I'm a blessing to them.
You guys are a big family, no?
Yeah, I mean,
I think
are
I
you
met-
talking about like size-wise? Or
No.
like that way, definitely big.
But how
no.
many siblings do you guys
I
have?
have 2 brothers and 1 sister.
Right.
But then all of them worked overtime and they had 4 kids, 3 kids. So I have 9 nephews, 2 nieces, 2 brothers, 1 sister. So we are a massive family. Like from dad to my youngest nephew, we are 21 people.
Nice. That's nice. So it's usually a party at home.
Yeah, by default. That's the default setting. There's no chill.
You don't need the play. You don't need YouTube and all that. They start singing on their own.
Yeah, all of them sing. Like it's in the genes, I think. Yeah.
Brass jeans.
Yep.
Brass tacks is...
Brass tacks. Yeah.
So when you guys sing together, you could call yourself brass tacks.
We call ourselves a brass band because it goes with the brass band thing, right? But we don't get to sing that much anymore as a family. But yeah, hopefully we will get back to it at some point. Let's see.
Does Tanya sing?
Tanya sings, and Tanya is my biggest critique. Like,
Nice.
even yesterday's show, when everybody came out to me and said, "Oh, you sounded great," she's like, "You sounded great, but you were off here. You didn't hit that note. You didn't hit that note."
Nice.
Which is a great thing. You know,
right.
I think having a partner and a wife like that who calls you out for your, who also admires what you do and praises you for what you do, but someone who identifies where you can be better and where you can improve yourself and give you that feedback in a loving way.
Yeah.
I think that's another huge blessing in my life, because it's very easy to be carried away by all the good things, right, that people say and things. So this reality check is really necessary, and I'm happy she's part of it. And to answer your question, she does sing as well. I've been trying to get her to do a duet with me, but she's still not warmed up to it completely. Hopefully that'll happen soon. And she's also a brilliant songwriter.
Writer?
She writes. Yeah.
You guys must do this together.
Yeah, we should. I haven't put out any originals yet. I'm still in that process. I'm still second guessing myself and all of those things. It's part of the whole creative process. But she is strong writer. Yeah.
I'll take you back to your childhood, considering we already know how you came on earth. When did you get this?
Oh God, I'm getting images. Okay, next.
Yuck!
What are you doing, Basham?
So you were born in Ooty? Or did you grow up in Ooty?
I was born in KT Valley.
KT Valley?
Yeah. I was born in KT Valley.
Seriously?
Yeah.
I have an old connect there, but
Yeah. So mom and dad used to work in a school in KT Valley in Laidlaw. The school is Laidlaw. And I was born when they were working in the school. So I meet a lot of the guys who studied in the school and I say, shut up. I was the product of that school quite literally. Like,
Right.
I was born there. So dad was in the hotel line. So he used to run the catering bit of the school. Mom was a teacher. So I was born in the hills. Then dad got transferred to Montfort School in Yercaud,
Yeah.
Portston. So we moved from KT to Yercaud. And then from Yercaud, we moved to Kodaikanal for a bit. And then Kodaikanal, my folks moved back to Bangalore. And I went back to Coonoor for my 9th and 10th in boarding
Right.
school. Till I completed my 10th, I was in the hills for most part. Yeah.
And how many years were you in boarding?
4 years in boarding total. Otherwise, I was a day scholar with the boarders in a boarding school.
Right.
Since my folks worked in the schools, I had the
Right.
opportunity to stay at home. But yeah, 4 years in Coonoor.
And were your siblings also there in boarding school? When
They're all passed out of school way before that. Well, they're way older. They are like from the previous generation. They're old now. In case you're watching.
they will be watching. Steve will be watching. Hello, what's up, Steve? What do you think?
we had a neighbor here. His name was Adnan. I think they were 11 brothers and sisters.
Oh, wow.
So, and he was the youngest. And his eldest brother was as old as my dad.
What?
Just across, just 2 houses away.
So, do they all play cricket? Do they all play cricket?
I wouldn't know. He used to play cricket.
Full
with
team.
Full team. Or they could play basketball against each other, 5-a-side.
Yeah.
And one referee.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man. Yeah.
And at some point, so I do hear this consistently. I mean, we do have a structure for education, but having said that, it's a structure that suits most, I guess. But there's always a situation where somebody's talent outgrows them and outgrows the structure way before time, or it starts knocking right ahead and said that, boss, this is not yours. You finished your 10th and then you moved to Bangalore.
Yep.
And then you went for PU.
Yep.
At which point did you start dating?
Started dating. Oh, man.
I wanted to say,
In boarding school, actually.
your
Way
mother and
before.
father happened because he was a good singer. Then you inherited the genes. At what point did it start working for you is what I'm trying to get at.
Well, it started pretty early, if I'm honest. But I was focused on a lot of other things at that point. I didn't really give too much into relationships at that moment, at that moment in time. But I was just focused on just having a good time and partying with friends and
What kind of parties are we talking about?
well, we just regular
Parties.
regular parties, man. Just having a good time, drinking way over the limit, which my body's paid for now. It was just a bunch of friends having a good time. That's
Yeah.
it. We didn't, and I think that was essential for as long as it lasted, because those bonds that were built at that time still
Hold you.
hold together, hold us all together now. But having said that, there were a few opportunities to mingle and give in to temptation.
Right. Yeah.
Points.
Right.
Yeah.
Good old days.
We've
Yeah,
all been
yeah.
there, done that. So,
Typically, considering I met you much later, and I think I met you at a point of time wherein you and I connected at multiple levels. I mean, one was the fact that we could both be stupid.
Yep.
And acknowledge it as well.
Yeah. Could still are.
Yeah. Yeah, at that point of time, we
Yeah.
connected, like, yeah, okay. But we also had agenda.
Yeah.
We kind of wanted to not recover exactly, but wanted to see what we could do and we were not regretful about our past for sure, but we wanted to make amends to get better.
Yep.
That was the point of time. We were all very
Yep.
resolved. We wanted to
Mm.
do things. And I
Yeah.
think Austin added fuel to fire.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And we got very purposeful about it. We went for it. Like our diligence, sincerity, purposefulness, all of that was like on point. We reviewed each other. We were at some level competing, but more
Yeah.
than that, we were
Yeah.
all together as a band.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think one of the drills that we were made to do was, if one of us messes up, everybody repeats.
Oh, yeah. Multiple times, no? We were put
Yeah.
through hell and back
Yeah.
in a good way. In a good
Yeah, in a very good way.
Yeah.
And a very good way. I think Moose was the one who effed up the most. The number of times all of us repeated because our man gave up on the
Yeah, man.
eighth
Yeah, yeah,
set or
yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
You-
Yeah.
are you talking about
So-
tribe?
No,
No, yeah.
we were talking about Fitness Fight Club. There is where we met.
Uh-huh. The
right?
one on the
Yeah.
inner
Yeah, on the
Right.
ring road. Yeah.
And we were a part of a reality show.
Yeah, you would. I remember that. The
And that's-
Tetley.
Correct.
Tetley-
Yeah.
Yeah, sponsored by
Tetley-
Tata Tetley.
Yeah. What was
And-
it? It was like The Biggest Loser, but similar to The Biggest Loser, where it was this. We were 19 of us, I think, right?
Yeah, 19 of
Supposed
us.
to be 20, but one person had backed out. And the funny thing is about that, there was this the first competition in India that was being televised for English singers. I forget the name of it, but I was selected for that. Start date I had to either show up there on June 15th or show up at the Tetley transformation thing on June 15th.
There's a Channel V singers.
Not,
Channel
I
V
don't know
or
if it was.
MTV?
No.
I'm not sure which one it was. One of those, but yeah. But I either had to commit to that on June 15th or this on June 15th. And considering I was pursuing my my singing career was just starting off at around that time. Actually, no, my singing career started off way before that, but this would have been a good opportunity for me at that time. And then I had this opportunity to get into this competition. And I had to show up at Fitness Fight Club at, I think, 7 o'clock, was 6 o'clock.
6, something like that, very
Yeah,
early.
Yeah. And at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, I'm still deciding where do I want to go. Do I want to go there and let go of this, or take this and let go of this? Then I just got out of the house. I went to Decathlon, bought shorts, and I went straight to Fitness Fight Club. And that's where I met you,
Yeah.
Basho. And that's how this whole competition started. And like you said, man, it was so transformative for all of us. We were all in different mental frames, in different physical shape at that time. And I think it was perfect timing for us all to meet and to come in touch with a person like Austin, right, who really motivated us and pushed us. Although it doesn't show now, the transformation that we went through and underwent, like mentally, that still stays. Like all that we went through back then has really shaped me, and I'm sure it has changed you.
It showed us
in
what we
ways.
were capable of.
Yeah.
We couldn't have imagined that otherwise.
Absolutely. I couldn't do a single push-up when I walked in there. And at the end of 3 months, I was doing 100 push-up. Yeah.
So this is a point of time then both of us had kind of recovered big health issues. I was paralyzed and I came around and that was 2010, 2015 we met.
Yeah.
You were in your early 30s then.
28. That's 28.
28. Yeah, you're one of the youngest.
Yeah,
I remember.
kid, man.
Yeah.
Why are you reminding me of those days?
That's 10 years ago.
Oh, yeah, only 10 years. Feels like much longer.
Loads have happened in those last 10 years.
Yeah.
10 years ago, and it's 2025.
Yeah.
That happened in 2015.
Yeah.
10 years ago. You're 28 then.
Yeah.
And you had
So
already...
I'm 18 now.
Yeah, you're 18 now. Yeah, me too. But, I had recovered from almost a paralysis and being redundant. You had undergone a heart situation already.
Not a heart situation. Well, if you're talking about breakups, yeah, quite a few.
No, that metaphorically, yes, totally. We are going to talk about those right now.
But yeah, I was like, the heaviest I'd ever been. I was 160 kilos when I walked in there. And
I remember that actually.
Yeah, I was living life on the edge in all areas. So, and I really needed that hard stop, so to speak. So that was really a life-changing experience for me. Because I don't know, it was perfect timing. Because if I hadn't had that intervention at that moment, I do not know how badly things would have gotten because I was spiraling at that point. So, and that really added so much of like a wealth of knowledge to understanding my body and to know how to do things and the importance of what it means, right? To just take a check of not leading that lifestyle and to pull it back a little bit. So that was important. Otherwise, I do not know where I would have wound up if I hadn't had that opportunity. Yeah.
But out there professionally, you were already doing fairly well.
Yeah, I was it's a touchy subject. I don't like to talk about myself, but I was quite well established in the Bangalore scene at that point. And I had traveled, done tours around the country as well at that point. So professionally, yes, I was doing well. And but I always knew that I had to keep pushing the envelope, and not settle at any point. And at that point, I felt like I was settling. So this thing really changed a lot of things for me. It changed my outlook. It changed how I looked at things, because I was at a point where I was comfortable. I was earning a decent living. I was complacent. I was like, everything was fine, I was doing my regular gigs, and I felt like if I hadn't made changes, I would have wound up being not in this position. I would have been a has-been, I think, if I had to just live like that and do things like that. So I had to keep consistently pushing the boundaries and saying no to a lot of things, saying yes to a few things that did not make sense at that time. So it was all decisions that I had to make.
I'll interject a bit here, Sherry.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember us having conversations, and a couple of them quite intense ones.
Yeah.
And by this time, you may have been 28, 27, whatever, but by this time, you had actually taken a few, strong decisions.
Mm-hmm.
And they didn't seem to have come easy at that point of time.
Yeah.
Especially, I think your ending school and focusing on your career didn't come easy.
Oh, no, not at all.
That was something that
there
was suffering there.
Yeah.
And, but you still went ahead and took that call.
Yep.
I do feel that at that age, when you're in your teens, there are lots of changes happening, and you are taking call, which is not the normal.
Yep.
It takes a lot more than just tossing a coin.
Yeah.
Right. And if you could speak on that aspect of your life a little bit, and what you went through actually, because I think when we speak about where we underwent that, it allows other people to feel that respite.
Absolutely, yeah.
Sure.
So I come from a very close-knit family, right? But at the same time, like, my siblings are much older. They're married and moved out of home. I'm the youngest. So I felt a sense of responsibility for my folks. So I started working at the age of 17. I quit my college without my parents knowing, and I took up a call center job, and I was working nights. So I could pitch into, the family's well-being and all of that. And I also wanted to feel independent and to, in some ways, feel like I was taking off some of the load from my folks and all of that. So that's when I actually dropped out of college and started working. And then it wasn't easy to tell my parents, because they worked really hard for me to get into college. And they always, our parents always have dreams for us. And it's always out of the best intentions, right? But most times I would think it's not after what the kid really wants to do. So convincing them that college wasn't for me was one of the hardest things I had to do. But anyway, I dropped out of college without them knowing. And then one day I'm sitting at a friend's house at 9 a.m, and I get a call from my dad. And I'm disconnecting the call. He goes on calling me. Like, this is unlike him. Then I finally answer the call, and I tell all the guys that are around me to act like we are in class. Right. So they're all like ruffling papers and all of that. And I answer the call. I'm like, Yada. He's like, where are you? I said, I'm in class. He's like, no, you're not in class. I'm in your class. Like, oh shit. Busted. Come to college. So I go to college, and they tell my dad that I have 7% attendance, that I will not be given a hall ticket, nothing to do my exams. So I had to do 10 years of backs and all of that, and then somehow got my hall ticket to do my exam. And dropped out of college after that again, and we went through a tough time, because my dad was a musician, my brother was a musician, and back then it wasn't a viable career choice, right? It was just a hobby in their eyes. They could never make a full-time living doing it unless or until you signed to a label or you were exceptionally great and you were picked up by somebody that saw massive potential in you. Otherwise, there was no way you could make it as a musician back then. So that was always their battle. They were like, no, you can't do this full-time. You have to have your plan B and all of that. But for me, I was very clear that having a plan B was you were planning to fail. Like, so I was like, I'm all out. Like, this is it for me. This is what I'm born to do, and this is what I'm going to do. So we had a lot of heated arguments, a lot of tears, a lot of, not bloodshed, but a lot of
metaphorical bloodshed, sure.
Well, there were times there could have been bloodshed, but it was intense. It was intense. But then finally, years went by, like 4 or 5 years, and then they finally started to see that I was really passionate about this, and I was really driven by this. And then they started to actually listen to my voice and say, actually, he might be a little, he's a decent singer. There could be potential, and then that's how that whole battle went. But it was intense. It was intense. And it was also, in a way, I felt like I was letting them down, because they had sacrificed so much to get me to go by the book. And I was spitting on all of that in a way.
This actually reminds me of my college. When I dropped out of college, I had similar.
Oh, really?
Yeah, what's your story? I mean, I know we
I just
discussed
decided not to go. That's all. I mean, I finished. At least he didn't go to college. I went to college diligently. I did everything, passed all my exams. But I just,
your professors tell me that you were a good student.
and I just didn't turn up for the last and final exam. That's all.
What?
All I had to do was go show my face. Even if I didn't have anything, I would have passed. But I just didn't do that.
And then you just let go of that.
Yeah, I just let go. And then
Wow.
my dad got wild, and then we had all this whatever you.
Oh yeah, the
tear
drama.
shed.
Yeah.
And no, I mean, yeah, bashing up here and
Yeah.
So, did you get whacked as a kid?
Oh, big time.
Did you get
That
whacked as
was
a kid?
Yeah. My mom
That-
didn't spare us.
That
My
was
dad
the
never raised hands on any of us, but my mother never spared us, and we are so thankful for that.
Okay,
Because-
you were just saying something about this house, right?
That it was in that room that happened. They would close.
Oh,
the
you
room.
grew up
I
in
grew up
this?
in-
Wow.
So there were times when the report card would come and then they'll like, "Chalo andar," and then andar jaake,
Chalo andar.
Wow.
So, do you have a trauma response in this room?
I think we were built differently. These
Yeah,
things didn't
yeah.
matter. So you get thrashed by friends, you get thrashed by people you don't know,
Yeah.
and then randomly playing. Because then that time back then people would just come and play from anywhere. Like we grew up in Jalwai Bihar, 540 houses. How many people do you know?
Yeah.
So and they're different age groups. So I remember once this senior. He was my senior in school. There was one guy from a different school, but there was this guy called Joseph who was there, my senior from school. And we did something, and then this guy came to hit me, and then I hit him, and then all this used to happen. I think we were built differently. These things didn't traumatize us. That's what they built. That was what built our character. That's what made us
I completely
resilient to the core that we are today.
agree. Yeah. I still, one of my earliest memories is of my brother, actually. We were living in Yarkod, and he had rented out a cycle, and he was trying some stunt. And he was riding down this steep slope, and he crashed, and he skid down the entire slope, and he was bruised all over, like from his face, his hands, his legs, and everything, and he was bleeding. And I still remember, we go home, mom opens the door, sees him bleeding on this side. Okay, no questions asked. Whack on the other side. No questions. Whack. That was it.
Yeah,
And,
yeah. That's
he
how-
never did it
That's
again.
what would happen.
You
And I
cannot
never-
fall, you cannot fail.
You cry and you get whacked.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
don't cry, you get whacked.
Yeah, but it was crucial. All of those things were so important. Obviously, I don't. In this day and age, we can't do it.
We can't do
anymore,
it, yeah.
But yeah,
Can't
I think
recommend
now
either.
life is very different. I don't know why, but it's very different. I think but back then that's what built us. Like
Yeah,
I said,
yeah.
that is exactly what you're getting beaten by friends, getting beaten by unknown people. So that was good. That was this thing. So what I also wanted to understand from you is, so you had a normal schooling time.
Yep.
But you chose a career which was in music.
Yep.
What was that period like? Was it, and firstly, what does it mean to choose music as a career? Because when I was in college, there were a few bands, but then those bands would just play during some school festival and some college
Mhm.
festival. Beyond that, we would really not see much because either they're jamming in a close place and stuff. And post college, most of these bands just fizzle out. They all just drop. They just break and everyone goes in their direction. So what was it? What did it mean to choose music as a career? What exactly did you do?
Well, it was never part of the plan, to be very honest. I just I started singing at karaoke bars. I started enjoying the high, like I said. And the thing you need to know about my life is nothing is planned. It's all happening. Like, I just take it as it comes. Like, so I didn't wake up one morning and say, hey, this is what I want to do, and this is what I'm going to do, and this is what it is. And no, every day was different. I know that I was blessed with this talent and I had to share it. So every day, that's how I wake up and tell myself that I'm given this and I want to use this to touch somebody, because I know the power that music has, right? It drives emotion. It brings out things from people. It's just incredible. I have a lot of stories that I'd love to share about how music is powerful and how it drives me. But to answer your question, I didn't plan on my career. I didn't even look at music as my career. It just happened. And it's still happening. It's still unraveling. And I'm just trusting the process, like I said. So, and the band that I have, Mudro over here, is just a group of friends that used to hang out together at the karaoke bars. And we used to sing, and we used to stay back after the night was over and sing harmonies and stuff. And one fine morning, I woke up and said, guys, we've been doing this for way too long. And just for kicks, I said, what if we actually put this together as a band, as a lineup, and see where it goes? And that's the result of Mud Road. And yeah, just a family more than anything else.
Was that what got you the money? Were you earning money from there, or was it still like a hobby thing that you would do beyond your normal?
No, I was that was
work?
the only thing I was doing. So I was hosting karaoke at places. I used to sing at private parties. I used to sing at clubs and pubs. I used to travel a lot with a lot of other musician friends from the city. We did a whole bunch of tours with, I remember Kingfisher at that time, that took us around to all the different cities around India. So there were a lot of things, a lot of deals with brands like Puma and I think Jack and Jones and all of those guys. So there was always a lot happening where the money was coming in from. And there was no structure. I don't know the last time I actually received or knew of a time when I was getting a fixed amount of salary coming in every month. I don't think I ever had that after the call center job. And that was like 6 months ago. Kidding, 25 years ago.
How do you earn money? I mean, still a little curious because, it's when you go to when you have a job, you go there, do something, trade that with the money that you get at the end of the month.
Yeah.
So month after month, day after day, you do that.
Yeah.
In a music career, how do you earn money? What pays you?
It's per gig. So I go up, like for example, if I do a gig now, I get paid for that gig. So it depends on whether it's a private gig, whether it's a corporate gig, whether it's a pub gig, a club gig, or whatever it is. We have different rates for different things that we charge. And that's what sustains us. And that's how it is with everybody. And then, of course, there are the other things where we get to do voiceovers, jingles for ads. So there are lots of opportunities,
So that as an individual, it's still easy to say that, okay, like, let's say I'm a singer and I'm going and doing these at each of these places and I get paid directly.
Yeah.
But if I'm a band, like what you did last night, where there are so many people involved, there is a drummer, guitarist, there's 3 types of guitarists, there's a piano player. So when you have so many people, how does the distribution happen? Is it equal?
So it depends. Like
somebody get more?
Yeah, it depends. So there are a lot. So when you talk about guitar players and keyboardists and all, they are all session musicians, right? So they play for multiple bands. So they all have a fixed fee that they would demand for any particular show. For example, for our band, we have 4 founders. One who has now left, Mark Swarup, he's no longer a permanent member of the band. But we are 3 founders. So the guy who was drumming, the guy on acoustic guitar, George, the guy drumming is Dan, and myself. We are the 3 main founders of the band. So we get the major split. And then we have the session musicians. And we have one music director who's Blessman, who just recently stepped up in that role. But yeah, that's how it functions across the board, wherever in the world. That's how it is.
And when an album is released, or have you released any album?
No, we haven't. As Mudro, we haven't. But I've been putting out some cover material on my own on Spotify and Apple Music and on YouTube and all of that.
Because back when you started, I think CDs and cassettes, the way of getting music.
First cassettes.
Huh?
Yeah.
First cassettes.
Yeah, cassettes. I don't know if you were.
No, I wasn't there.
I don't think you would have done at the cassette era.
CD was
mostly in the CDs because you started
mid 2000s. Mid 2000s.
Yeah,
was
so
CDs.
back then there was only mostly CDs.
Yeah, the cassette was just like I think early 2000s, late
2003, 2004 they were phasing out.
Right. So you didn't see cassettes, is what you're saying. You saw your mom and dad would have had.
No, I had cassettes. But it was. We never put out our stuff.
What I was,
so CD or DVD?
CD,
and
DVD,
DVD.
same thing. I mean,
Yeah.
DVD was the video version, CD was the
Yeah.
audio version.
CD, but
VHS, you're talking about the
the
big cassette.
VHS, yeah.
Yeah, the first country music that I listened to was on cassette and VHS. My transformation came from one VHS tape that my mum brought back from Australia,
Right.
where I listened to that one song actually. Yeah, which actually shifted my
So back
whole.
then,
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
early 2000, mid 2000s, and I think between 2000 and 2010, that whole phase,
Yeah.
Planet M was one of the biggest
Oh,
music
yeah.
places.
Yeah.
And you had to release an album to start earning money as a musician.
Correct. Through
In
a
today's-
label or through.
In
Yeah.
today's age and time, YouTube, Spotify,
Yeah,
there are all
just
lot of
so-
free platforms where you can
Yep.
just put up your music,
Yep.
number of views, and you get paid. So it's a lot easier to probably. I'm not saying it is easy, but compared to the time that when you
For
started,
sure. For
to now,
sure. For sure.
it's still a lot more easier for anybody to showcase their talent, and at least whether they're earning money or not, but at least people get to hear it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So when you started, this was a lot more difficult.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that was the only thing you were doing. It wasn't that you had a day job and then you had
No,
this as a separate.
No. It wasn't. It was just these live gigs and all these performances that were sustaining me. It wasn't easy. It's still not easy, to be very honest. It's still unpredictable. Like there are some months that are great. There are some months that are absolutely shit. Some months that are really, really bad. So, and that's all part of it, right? This is the life I've chosen. This is what it is. And the people that are in my life know that I've chosen this. So it's all, at the end of the day, it's all teamwork, and I'm never alone.
So why country music? Because I mean,
I
Maybe-
actually want to get to this aspect of why country music, because I think there's about good 10 to 12 years before I met him and he'd already decided on country music. But I have heard him sing different kinds of music.
Yeah.
So
what
is
I
that your
also-
question?
Yeah, that's
Huh.
the question was that why country music? Because back then that was the era when I think rock and metal were picking up. At
Yep.
least the time when we were at that
In
age.
Bangalore, especially,
Bangalore
with the
was
rock scene.
Metallica and
Yeah.
AC/DC and all of these were the major this thing. And probably John Denver was the only country singer I had heard of. And Country Road was the only country song that I had heard of.
Yeah.
I mean, even if I'd heard anything else, I would not know, but that was the only
Yeah.
one which had become
Correct. Yeah.
popular.
Yeah.
So what made you choose country music?
Like I said, it was a soundtrack to our lives. Like when I woke up in the morning, it was country music blasting. That was the mood of the home in the morning. That was the environment. Mom and dad would be dancing when we came out of our room. They'll be dancing at 8:30 in the morning, slow dancing in the kitchen, And at that time, as teenagers, we were like, yuck, what is that? What are they up to? And that
Well, that's so cute.
drove me away. Yeah, it is. Thinking back now, it's really cute. But at that time, it didn't seem cute at all. And that drove me as far away from the genre as possible. And I went into my whole hip hop phase. And then the song that transformed me was a song called Life's a Dance by John Michael Montgomery. Y'all should listen to that song. It's amazing.
Life's a Dance.
Life's a Dance. Okay, I'll have to sing the verse and the first chorus. So it's when I was 14, I was falling fast for a blue-eyed girl in my homeroom class. Trying to find the courage to ask her out was like trying to get oil from a water spout. What she would have said, I can't say. I never did ask, and she moved away. But I learned something from my blue-eyed girl. Sink or swim, you gotta give it a whirl. And now the chorus is, life's a dance, you learn as you go. Sometimes you lead, and sometimes you follow. Don't worry about what you don't know. Life's a dance, you learn as you go. That's it.
That's a
So-
spirit song.
It is, in a lot of ways.
Aren't you saying that? You're just
Yes.
playing along?
I'm just going along with it.
Right.
Yeah. Like I do not know what tomorrow brings.
Yeah.
I'm learning as I go. And
It's
that's
a dance that you...
Yeah.
Ah.
This was by John.
John Michael Montgomery. Yeah. So that song really hit me. And that's when I had this whole shift. I'm like, damn, what have I been doing? Mom and dad were right. Everyone was right. I need more of this. So country music talks to your soul. It's a story. It's painting a picture. It's doing a lot of things. It's really moving you inside. I'm not taking away from any other genre. All of those genres do the same things, but I think country music goes to the heart. It goes through all the layers, and anybody can relate to a country song if you just pay attention.
How are these genres defined? Because like in country music, at least it's a straightforward musical notes that you can hear.
Yeah, and it's a twang also. It's the accent.
And but in, let's say, a metal, in a metal or a rock band, hard rock, it's mostly screaming and this thing.
And
but that is music to some people. So how are these defined? And I mean, and especially in, I think later on in the
sorry, cutting out, but are you saying that how are different kinds of genres of music, how do they evolve, and how do you identify them? If you were to listen to a song today, how do you say this is metal or this is rhythm and blues?
I really can't tell. For me, I just don't know. And drives
new
me
age
mad.
ones are like crazy. Like you have trance, you have house, you have EDM, you have
techno, and this. I don't know. I really don't know. For me, like I have a bunch of close friends who are DJs, and they do these techno parties. So I printed out a t-shirt once and said, I don't techno for an answer. So that's and that's how it is. Like that's my stance. Like I don't spit on it. I don't say that. To each its own, to each their own, right? Like you said, it's one thing. Like one man's trash is another man's treasure, right? It's the same thing. But I think I'm putting country music on a pedestal here. I've always done it.
You will do it. That's your genre. Please go for it.
But I think everybody will come to a point in their lives where they will appreciate country music. And it's happening. Like I've been saying this for 20 years now, where people have laughed at me for saying it. But Beyonce released a country album last year. Like the whole world will go country at some point in their lives. And right now, country is the biggest thing in America and all over the world. Yeah.
Is it possible to have one singer doing different genres? At least like the related ones. I don't know what else is related to country, but like gospel and you have country.
Yeah.
What else is interconnected with country?
See, country music, I think, is a very strong foundation in the sense of music itself. Like the instrumentation and all of that is a strong foundation for any other genre to build out and to grow out of. So that is the root level. Like the blues and jazz and country and all of those things are the base foundation for music, I think. And so, for example, there's a guy called Post Malone, who's one of the biggest artists in the world right now. I do not know what his primary genre is, pardon my ignorance, but I know he's crossed over to country music and he's created waves all across the world, and he's done a world of good for the genre. There's Beyonce, who's the biggest pop artist in the world, who's crossed over to country music. There's Snoop Dogg, who's one of the legendary hip-hop artists, who's a country boy at heart, and he's collaborated with country artists. So I think, and especially with today's day and age where everybody is a little more open to different things, it's not a block off. Like, it's not a hard no, you know. So they're a lot more open, and like you said, back then we had to have a CD to listen to a song, right? Now it's all at the tips of our fingers. We could go in anywhere. In fact, you don't even have to do anything. You open up your phone and you're force-fed stuff, right? And then if you see something that you resonate with, you explore it. So everybody has that opportunity to be in front of all these different genres, and then they decide in their heart whether it's something for them or not. There's no structure. Like Elvis Presley could do, okay, maybe not Elvis Presley, but in today's current times, if you look at Taylor Swift, she started off as a country artist, she's pop now, she can come back to country. So it's a lot of genre fluidity also, if you, so to speak.
Did you do a formal education in...
Not at all.
No?
Not at all.
And
it's all.
So if somebody was to study music, and if, let's say, like I went to an architecture school, and my initial first year was like a foundation. So if somebody was to study music, would there be like something that would teach you all genres, or how would that?
I'm guessing so. I really do not know the answer to the question, but I think there are courses where you can specialize in vocals and in whatever instrumentation that you're pursuing, and then that they break it down into the different styles of the different genres, where you can focus on a particular thing. But I think the greatest teacher is the live audience. Like, there's no better. Like, obviously, you have to do the work and to grow as a person and as a performer. But when you actually go out there and do it, and you get that feedback from people, is what eventually will shape you and mold you into being an artist and into being a performer.
So, but like,
I'm not taking away from the structured learning.
The reason why I'm asking this is like the little that I studied music, little that whatever, 6 months, 8 months, whatever. In drumming, there were different ways in which the
time signatures and all of those
and
things.
even for country it was different. For jazz it was different. What the way you tune, like you have the harmony, you have the melody, you have the rhythm. So how do you learn all these things? Is there, you're born and brought up in a family that was where you have musicians, but if it's an individual who has no family backing of a musician, how does one know the melodies, the harmony? And
I think it just comes, like, up until now, I can't sing harmony to save my life. Like, I'm in a band where I sing the melody and I have guys that sing harmony for me, but I can't sing harmony. That's something I think that comes naturally. You can learn it, but again, when you learn it, you're training yourself, and you're training your ear, and you're training your body to project that. But I think it comes best when it comes naturally and when you have a ear to pick it up. And all the guys in the band have not had formal training. It's all by ear. And you just hone in on that and you work on it. But
so, I mean, what you're saying is absolutely right, because I think even during college, we had so many bands who were, I'm not sure how many had actually got a formal training, but then they all had this, this amazing, each one had a different genre to play. So there was the guitarist who was playing on the heavy metal and the hard rock and all that. So there were these guys who were doing that. When they're self-trained, probably they were self-trained. I don't know. But most of them are self-trained in the country, because not everybody gets a formal education. You might get a formal education in Carnatic music or Carnatic vocal or Hindustani, but not in this kind of genre where you have hard rock and metal and you have country. So when this kind of way, it's more organically learned by the artist. How does one define what is right and what is wrong, or whether what's correct and what's not correct?
I don't think there's any defining points where it's right or wrong. I think what sits with your soul and how your audience receives it, that's all you need to care about. Because what works for me would possibly not work for everybody else, right? So it's, I think, down to your soul level to see and your inner compass that will guide you, I think.
So as a singer, do you also write your own songs?
I do, but I've not put out anything yet. I'm always second guessing. And I think one day somebody just has to rob that book and use AI to put my voice to it and put it up.
So where will they get the tune from?
AI does everything these days, but I'm not an advocate for it completely, because I think the human element is very essential for the emotion triggers and all of that. But short answers, AI can do anything these days.
But let's say when you're singing, and you are singing at a certain melody or a certain tune, and you have the low pitch, high pitch, the freedom to make anything high and anything low is on you. Can not necessary that you have to sing a song in a certain manner only.
You can modulate.
You modulate it. Wherever there's a cover done by one artist where they sang something low, you sing it at a higher pitch.
You can change it up completely.
So that AI will never be able to do.
You'll be shocked. There's a lot. So I got to collaborate with two guys from America. They're Canadians. They're called Music Travel Love. And what they do is they travel all around the world shooting cover videos, cover songs in beautiful scenic locations. So they're called Music Travel Love. The name says it all. And I've been following them for years. And when I moved I'm based in Dubai now. So when I moved to Dubai, again, life's a dance, one day at a time, not knowing what tomorrow brings, that kind of thing. I got a call saying, hey, Music Travel Love is here, and would you like to collaborate on a song with them for the Abu Dhabi government? I said, okay, I'll do it. And I got to meet them and work with them on a song, and that song went viral. It crossed over 100 million views online and all of that. And then after that success, they gotten good friends of mine, become good friends of mine. And they said, let's do one more song. I said, cool, let's do it. Now with that one recording that they had of mine, right, from the first time,
Right.
they have sent me an email one morning saying, so this is the song we're going to do. These are the lines you'll be singing and these are your parts. And they sent me an audio file. It was early morning, like 7:38 in the morning. I opened this email. I played the audio file and it was me singing that song. And I was like, wait a minute. And then my wife overheard it. She said, when did you record that song with them? So I was like, I haven't. And it was AI, completely AI generated with the samples that they had from my previous thing. They've used it to tell me what lines to learn for this next song. And it was 80% me singing. Like there was some notes and the texture and everything that was incredibly captured where I myself couldn't tell the difference. So AI is just scary at times, but then we shouldn't live in fear about that and what it's going to do. Because again, the human element, like I've played that thing over and over again for a lot of people. It just doesn't come through completely, but you never know what it could do in the future. But then again, live music, live gigs.
What was this viral song that you sang? Can you sing it?
Let it be. It's on YouTube and
Would you?
In a short while.
Yeah.
In a short, because he does a beautiful rendition of it, and I love the version that he sings. But I'll take him there. You wanted to finish, or you have a few more things to inquire
No,
into?
you can carry on. I mean, mine will keep going up and down.
I wanted to know the genres he explored before he decided on country. Because he started from hip hop, then he got inspired by that
I
song.
think Slim Shady did that to all of us. All of us fell in love.
Yeah. All of us had that the whole Eminem phase.
Yeah,
I think.
and especially that one song, that Batman song. I think.
Oh yeah. Oh, which one's that?
What was
Man?
that?
Superman. Was it Superman?
No, what was that one song which will? I was in love with that song as well. So every time I felt low about something, I would listen to that song.
Which one is that? Batman?
No, not only. I think not Batman. There was this one very popular Eminem song which was about basically getting back to where he pukes on the stage.
Oh, 8 Mile. Lose Yourself.
Lose Yourself.
Yeah. That was a big one. Yeah.
So that I think Slim Shady did that.
Yeah. I still dream of collaborating with him one day. I'm sure it'll happen.
It'll happen.
Yeah.
It'll happen.
So do you see a possibility of genres being mixed by artists where country collaborates with a hard
Collab is the way to go these days. Like there's no two ways about it. Like what we are doing right now is a collaboration. And I think that's the way forward, because my audience would never be able to have access to this if this wasn't happening right now, right? And likewise, like the people who are going to be watching this would never have known of me if I wasn't here today, right? So now hopefully that person who's watching right now will tune into my channel as well and listen to me. And likewise, right? Likewise. Yeah. That's the whole point of this in the bigger sense, right? Because how else would you get your message across, and how else will I get my message across? And again, same thing applies to music. And again, it goes back to the same thing. Like, for example, I am not very for the whole okay, how do I say this correctly? Maybe I shouldn't even say it.
Go for it.
No, you can say anything. I don't think we're offending anybody. It's just that.
Okay, there are certain collaborations that I would never ever stand for, because it's just like, what the heck is that? But then there are certain collaborations that you're like, man, how could we not see this? Like, for example, the one that is really hot right now, and I love it, is the Ed Sheeran and Arjit Singh. It's incredible, isn't it?
That whole localization of that whole thing.
It's amazing.
Especially the Punjabi tune.
Yeah.
Ed Sheeran is brilliant.
Yeah, and look what it's doing to the cultures and all of that. Like,
there's something with Diljit as well, right?
Diljit, Ed Sheeran, I don't know. Oh, no. That Huss, he's done that. He has done that with Ed Sheeran and I think one more. There are two people there.
Oh, I'm not seeing that one.
I think Ed Sheeran is there in that.
Okay.
But he came in between in one of the performances, or one of the two.
Yeah.
In his performance,
but this
somebody
one is
came
brilliant.
It's amazing. And I'm sure there are thousands of people there who hate it. Again, that's a matter of personal choice again. But I personally love it. And I think it's like although I'm from here and I knew of Arjit Singh, but then I explored and I listened to a lot more of his music after this collab. Right? And likewise, a lot of Arjit's fans will be introduced to Ed Sheeran for the first time. And that's doing wonders for everyone. For
What are your do not collaborate, like don't go there types?
Like I think like country music and heavy metal is a big no for me. Like I just don't see that happening.
Will country music sound like country if it is done with heavy?
No, but I'm sure there are guys who've done it.
I'm certain there are.
I'm sure there are
layered
guys.
over.
There are people trying to mix oil and water these days,
Yeah.
and it's just like there's nothing you can put beyond anybody.
Yeah, but I think I mean I get what you're saying, and but there is a lot of like nowadays I'm not into music that much, but while in college and growing up, till the time I was introduced to podcasts, there's a lot of music that I was listening to, like even Backstreet Boys and Boyzone.
Yeah.
You know, while listening to Boyzone and all that, I realized that a lot of their songs were sung by Beatles and Bee Gees.
Oh, yeah.
So which they were singing again.
Yeah.
In the new age pop culture, the back then like the one that they were doing, but pretty nicely done. So yeah, I think collab is probably.
And I think that's very essential also. Like, what other way will you get that music to live on forever? Because I think those are all assets that need to be passed on to generations,
Right.
through generations. So whatever way you tweak it and whatever, and put your signature to it, if the original artist is fine with that and allows you to do it, I think that's a great way of keeping music alive through generations. Yeah.
So it's a huge journey, right? Starting off from listening to Slim Shady to be able to sing Eagles. It's several worlds apart.
Yeah.
So one narrative in what we hear is the fact that you said you heard a song and you realized mom and dad were right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's a drastic shift in some sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did that drastic shift happen? Or, I mean, of course, there's an incident to say that happened. But from when you decided to go with music, you were in your mid-teens, 16, 17.
Yeah.
Choosing music as a way of life. To when I met you 10 years later, you were already in some sense established. You were kind of, for a 27, 20-year-old guy, you were doing fairly well. You weren't desperate.
Yeah.
You had things lined up.
Yeah.
I have been lucky to have seen you perform at multiple places. But was there a point of exploration, or it was just a button switch and you continued to practice country music itself?
Not really. So the shift happened on a very soul level. That shift that I spoke about, I did gravitate a lot more towards country, and I saw myself as a country artist. But growing up in a country like India, in a city like Bangalore, where it's so diverse and multi, like, you know, people have so much of preferences when it comes to music. And for me, during this time, the whole karaoke circuit, it gave me the opportunity to explore different things. So when I was in my hip hop phase, it's not like I was deaf to every other thing that was happening. I was still listening to Limp Bizkit, Linkin Park, all of those other guys. There was Flip Side at that time. Then there was obviously the Backstreet Boys and the other things growing up. But my heart was with hip hop, and then my heart like transitioned to country music. Hip hop remained, like, I still have a soft corner for it for sure. It's not like I abandoned it and said to hell with you. But country came in the forefront, and all these other genres like Creed, like Hoobastank, all those guys, like I felt that I could sing those songs as well, sing their songs as well, and still bring my authenticity to it.
Right.
So there are a lot of people who still say that whatever song I sing is a country song. It comes naturally, I think, for me after all these years, where I can sing, I don't know, maybe a Coldplay song and make it sound like a country song without trying to make it sound like a
We should do one of those. But
yeah. I don't know. We could try it. Yeah. Yeah, but I just said the twang, the country twang, and just the feel and the time and all of that.
A couple of questions that I had. Do you feel that doing country music, you're probably in the wrong country?
Yes and no. I think the image that my generation in India, at least 5 years ago, the image that they had of country music, a genre for our parents. You know, it was boring, it was monotonous, it was
slow.
Basically, uncles and aunties listened to it, and that was it. But that narrative is changing now because the genre itself is evolving, is being more inclusive and it's meeting the needs of the youngsters. It's more happy, it's more vibrant. But in its heart, in its core, it's still saying the same things. The message is still the same, which is real life, family, values, all of those things is the main body of what country music is, right? but it's being said differently now, which is more appealing to audiences around the world and especially India, because it is more foot tapping, it's more rhythmic, and it's more fun. So that is changing. And I don't see it as a challenge. I see it as an opportunity, because I've said this for the longest time. I don't call myself a country music singer. I call myself a country music evangelist. Like, give me the opportunity to sing for you, even if you hate country music, and I'll try and convert you. That's been my approach. And not in a forceful way. I will talk to your heart. I will talk to your soul. And then you decide after that whether you want to be a transformed being or not. And that's fine with me, as long as both of us have that opportunity. Like, I have the opportunity to sing in front of you, and you have that opportunity to hear me out. And I think, again, going back to YouTube and Spotify and Apple Music, it's making that a lot easier in this day and age. So no. And yes, country music is not yet where it has to be in India, but it's getting there. And I see opportunity in that.
I mean, have you explored the Indian movie industry?
The movie industry, not yet, but I'm not close to it either.
But what are the opportunities there? Sorry to cut you off.
No. I'm sure there are tons of opportunities there. And like I said, I've not really forcefully pushed myself to make connections and to get into that space. But I'm sure with the way things are going and again, cross-culture and collaborations and all of that, there is a huge potential for it happening. It's just not happened yet. But I know it'll happen. Yeah.
Just one more question before I pass on to Basho. You being you, the background that you have in terms of your family and your history, did it make life any easier for you when you were starting your music career? Like, what I mean is being an Anglo-Indian.
Correct,
because you've grown up in that.
I
mean, I don't mean offense.
No, absolutely. None taken.
You're
none,
Indians,
none
I
at all.
understand all of that. There is a different color, but like skin color and all of that is very given a very different perspective by people.
For sure.
So did that have any benefit to you? Did it not? Was it disadvantages? What did it do to you?
I actually never thought about it that way, to be honest, especially when it comes to the singing career. But there have been instances where it has worked in my favor outside of my singing career. And it's also worked terribly against me, where I've not been accepted or taken into certain situations, certain opportunities that I've been denied more than I've been given, I think, because of this. But I don't look at it as a blessing or a curse. I just take it for what it is. And I'm still, even right now in Dubai, it's still a challenge. It's always been a challenge. It will always be a challenge because I'm neither here or there, Over here, I'm looked at as an outsider most times. Like, even when it comes to interacting with cab guys and auto guys, and you're like, what? How are you Indian? Like, I'll be like, what do you mean? Like, here's my Aadhaar card. I've pulled out my Aadhaar card, my passport, just to prove to people that I am Indian. And the same thing is happening in Dubai. And, it's sad to say, but we as people are put on the back burner anywhere else in the world. And when I'm performing in Dubai, as long as I'm not speaking, and when I'm just singing, I'm American, I am South African, I am British, I am Australian, I am everything else. When I take a break and I'm asked the question, where are you from? Or when I speak between my songs, I can hear all chatter happening and everybody's trying to figure out where I'm from. And then I get off stage and then they'll come and ask me, so where are you from? All of us are trying to figure out where you're from. The minute I say India, value is dropped. And it's a sad thing, but I don't look at it as, again, if I'm not your cup of tea, I don't want to be on that table. Simply.
Because see, for us, we've grown up in Bangalore and we've grown with Anglo-Indians as friends, and we've all had, because that's a mixed community that we've had here.
Yeah. And that's the beauty of our country, right? Like, they are all one big melting pot. Yeah.
But that's, I think, more a Bangalore thing. I'm not sure if it is very prevalent in...
I think it's major cities where the British colonies happened, in Calcutta, in Chennai, in Bangalore, in parts of Bombay, Goa. Like, it's all... Goa is obviously Portuguese, but I think, like, the port cities where the British entered, there was a lot more Anglo-Indian, where the railways and postal telegraph and all that was being built. So yes, Bangalore is definitely one of the big
Hubs for this melting pot.
hubs for Anglo Indians, and yeah.
And what the growing up years, did you have any kind of a different treatment in the school by people?
Yeah, I was always called nicknames of whatever, foreigner, you outsider, and all of those things. But you can't let those things get to you, And again, I was blessed to be able to have a strong support system when it came to even friends and family, obviously, where you needed to be constantly reassured that, don't worry about it. It's all going to be fine one day. And these are small things that you need to work your way through. So yes, I have been on the other side of being treated well and not seen for who I was, but rather than how I looked and how I spoke and how
As kids, while we are growing up, we are also ignorant to these things. Only when we grow up, we understand that these things don't make much of a difference.
Yeah.
But
it does take a toll on you when you're growing up. And it did for me, for sure.
Over to you.
Yeah, I actually want to touch upon these aspects because at some level we have this culture wherein we were all beaten up and we grew up as kids. And today we look back and value it. But we were being belted for sure. And we know for a fact that we can't continue with that.
No,
you can't back your kids.
No. It's a big no. Yeah.
Having said that, I also feel bullying is a part of, at least, is a part of growing up process. And if you're different in any way, if you're shorter, if you're extra tall, if you're a little on the heavier side, if you're too skinny, everything is a problem. Your nicknames come from there. So a part of it is, I don't know whether it's acclimatization or it gets us thick-skinned about the things that are uniquely ours. And we get used to it. Then it doesn't matter.
Yeah, we all get used to it. I think, and that also becomes an identity after a while.
Yeah.
So, depending on how the friends treat us.
Yeah. But having said that, I do feel that certain things do leave an indelible mark. And in our subconscious, it continues to function. So while we've dealt with it and moved on, a little nudge to that sore aspect of our life makes us, in some sense, go back to those, like when I moved cities from Kolkata to Jamshedpur, I didn't know to speak the language. Then the first couple of years, I struggled to catch up with academics. And I wasn't good enough. Plus, it was a very competitive environment there. So if you failed in something, you were a failure. You were not good enough. So in some sense, there is inadequacy constantly being hinted at.
It's funny that you said about the whole, some of us are different colors, some of us are, there's a country song for every situation and there's a song for exactly that as well. Which again, until I sang Life's a Dance for You All just now and you said that's your life, I didn't actually look at it as my life. But I've lived it subconsciously, And there's a song for this. I don't know if I can sing it. I don't know. But it's called Don't Laugh at Me, the song. I don't know the tune. I'm not very sure of it to sing. I've never sung it before. But now thinking about this in this conversation, it goes like, don't laugh at me. Don't call me names. Don't get your pleasure from my pain. In God's eyes, we are all the same. Then it goes, I'm deaf, I'm blind, I'm short, I'm tall, I'm fat, I'm thin. Hey, aren't we all?
Let's hear it in your own version.
I don't know the
tune.
No,
he doesn't know the tune.
The tune.
Your version.
No, I won't be able to
if
put
he doesn't,
a tune to that. But that's a sentiment of the song.
Wow.
So, and I think in a lot of ways that could have helped me through my times when I was faced with these challenges subconsciously.
I want to pick on where he is at. Is music, like the fact that you said you're an evangelist for country music, right? And not a country musician, singer, and you want to be identified as that.
Yeah.
And the fact that there are two instances out here where I see congruence between what is being spoken in the kind of music that you like, and you are an evangelist for, and what occurred to you in life. Is music only your profession or is it your coping tool as well?
Oh, for sure. I think it's a coping tool first. I don't think it has ever been my profession. And I will say this over and over again. I've never looked at my thing as work, ever. Like, it's always been about, it's more of a service that I am bound to do. Like, I've given this talent, and in exchange, I receive whatever I receive in terms of things to get me by, whether it's monetary or whether it's even a holiday, where I've done gigs where people have called me and said, we've been fans of you for however long, and we won't be able to afford to pay you for your thing, but this is what we can give you in return. We can give you a 2-night stay in our property, or we can give you a holiday, or we can, whatever it is. So it's not been about the money as a driving force primarily, although it's essential. But yes, to answer your question, I think music first comes as a coping mechanism, and it's something that's helping me navigate life. And it's not just country music; it could be anything else. But I'm exposed to country music more than anything else. And again, country music talks about, like, there's a country song for every situation, and it's all here in my head, and I don't need to bring it to the forefront of my head to deal with that situation because it's already built in. And I think it helps me navigate things better and more easily and more fluidly. So, yeah, that's actually it's a great question. Yeah.
So, apart from more intrinsic and abrasive things that happen to us in our past, we also have the more pain-causing and incidents that happen.
Yeah.
Some lighten up as we look back.
Yeah.
How good is country music as a tool to deal with heartbreak?
It's the best tool.
I knew you would say that.
Yeah, it's the best tool. Well, if you have a fear of heights, they say skydive, right? To get over it. Well, country music will break your heart more until it's fixed. And that's what it's done to me. Again, it's not one size fits all. In my life, I've gone through my fair share of heartbreaks as well. So, be it in whatever form, like whether it's relationships, whether it's personal friendships that were lost, whatever it is. And I've always found refuge in song, more so in country music than anything else. And there's a funny aspect to it as well. They say country music is all about you losing your wife, or your dog is dying and whatever. So there's a band that's made a country song called "What Do You Get When You Play a Country Song Backwards?" You get your house back, you get your wife back, you get your dog back, you get your money back, you get when you play a country song backwards. And that's the truth. Well, you don't get it back even if you play it backwards, but that's in essence that's what it means. But I think, yes, to answer your question, for sure, I think country music has helped me come out of a lot of situations that I would not have been able to come out through, not ever, but in that period of time.
What are the other music genres would you say give you a similar emotional contentment or expression for that matter?
Honestly, for me personally, nothing else. And I'm not saying it because I want to build my brand as a country singer. Or no, not at all. It's just, that's what it is for me.
That is a language that...
Yeah, my go-to is country music. It has been for a long time now. Yes, there are other feel-good genres where you can listen to and feel lighter and feel happier and all of those things. Every form of music does something to you. That's no doubt about it. But for me, nothing gets to my inner being more than country music does.
You actually moved countries, and that is usually never an easy decision. Like moving cities is not an easy decision. While I know you go with the flow.
Yeah.
What did this entail, and what was the...
Going with the flow. You will not believe my move to Dubai. I'll give you a background story, okay? So in 2020, when COVID happened, there were no gigs happening. So what I did during that time was, and I think COVID is the best thing that ever happened to me. I'll tell you why. So 2020 March, beginning of March, COVID happened. There's another story there. I don't know should I share it?
Go for it.
Like, just to give you an example of how life happens to me and I let life happen to me. Obviously, I believe in God. I believe in spiritual leading and all of that. And I think that's where I find my strength to navigate whatever's thrown my way. So basically, March 2020, I was dating a girl, and on the 6th of March, we were all supposed to leave to the Holy Land in Jerusalem, and I was going to propose to her. Okay. Her family, my family, our spiritual leader, our priest, mentor, all of that. We were supposed to leave on the 7th, March 7th, to the Holy Land. I bought the ring, all of that. On March 5th, we all met. We got our visas. We got all the documentation done. March 6th night, all the airports were shut. Right? And that trip didn't happen. And parallelly, when everything shut and I had nothing to do, there were no gigs happening, I started doing online sessions from my room. Just for the heck of it. On Facebook Live and everything else. And I started to grow a bit of a following all over the place. So there were a few in Bangalore, there were a few people sharing it with their families in Canada, in wherever, all over the place, in Dubai and all of that. And I built a lot of a crowd supporting me on my journey, like financially during that time, which was a very hard time for all of us musicians, emotionally supporting us. And all of that was happening from March onwards. And in the meantime, this relationship was falling apart. What the thing was that was supposed to happen, we started growing further apart during COVID, and we said, hey, this is not for us. We are so glad that didn't happen, both of us. It ended on good terms, but it was a very hard decision for both of us. So that ended, and I continued doing these online gigs on Facebook Live, and I started to build an audience. Then one of the people who are still my closest friends and my biggest supporters till this day, Shivani and Feroz, like they said that it was their 25th wedding anniversary and they live in Dubai. And they said, we want you to attend the anniversary. We don't want you to sing. You're a friend. You're a family now. Come to Dubai for the anniversary. I said, okay. They got my tickets. December 2022, I went to Dubai. And obviously, I sang a few songs at the thing and at the anniversary function. And I ended up getting COVID in Dubai. And I had gigs lined up here for Christmas, New Year's, and all of that. No, this was on 24th of December. I had 3-4 gigs lined up for New Year's. Had to cancel it. I was locked up in a hotel room for 2 weeks, and that was it. Fast forward, when I got out of the COVID thing in Dubai, I did one gig in a place in Dubai, and it was a great show. Like everybody loved it and everything. I come back to India, and then the management from that place calls me and says, hey, can you come back once a month and do the same thing in Dubai? So I said, cool, I'll do it. I started going once a month. And then they said, can you do it twice a month? Like, we'll fly you in alternate Sundays, come in. I said, okay, I'll do it. But the thing was, every time I went to Dubai, it wasn't just an in and out trip. I would end up staying for 3 or 4 days at a time. And then one of my other friends said, hey, every time you're coming here, you're paying for a visit visa. Why don't we'll give you a part-time job and put you on a company visa and we'd sort it out. So I said, okay, great. Did that. So just to avoid the whole hassle of the visa thing, right? Now, I had no plan of moving to Dubai at all. And it's an expensive place to live in. One of my friends said, on one of the trips one of my friends is going to send a parcel. You bring it back for us. It was some bike part or something. I said, cool. So I comes to drop off the parcel and I get chatting with him. And I asked him, I just inquired, and I don't know him at all. I said, this is the situation, and expecting nothing. And he said, dude, if you want to stay here next time, I have a 4-bedroom villa. I'm a pilot for Emirates. I'm never at home. You can stay in my house. So I said, okay. I called him a couple of weeks later and said, dude, are you sure about this offer? He said, yeah, man. When do you want to move in? So I said, I don't know you from Adam. You don't know me from Adam. How are you trusting me to stay in your house? How am I trusting myself to stay in your house? He said, dude, just doesn't matter, man. You figure out whenever you want to come. So I packed my bags and said, I'm moving to Dubai. And this is, by the way, I've gotten into another relationship with my current wife, who I'm married to now. And we were scheduled to get married in January. And 8 months before the wedding, I tell her I'm moving to Dubai. I think I'm moving to Dubai. And she's like, what the heck is wrong with you? We have a wedding to plan. We have all of these things happening. So I said, I think I'm being called to move to Dubai and I'm going. Like, the path is just being made. And if I do not step out and do it, I'll be missing out. And that's what I felt on the inside, right? So I did. I called up this guy and said, if that option to move in is still open, I'm going to move in. He said, yes, I've left the house open. I'm in San Francisco. You just have to enter the house and move in. So I moved into his house and I stayed with him for a year. And in a place like Dubai, it's unheard of. Like, I would have never been able to do it on my own, right? So I got that opportunity. And then from there, I moved into his house, right? I made the move to Dubai. and I lose the gig that got me there in the first place. That every alternate Sunday stopped happening. And I had nothing, no gigs. I was just trying to figure out what the heck am I doing here? Like starting from scratch in a new country. I don't know people in the industry, nothing. So I started attending open mics on Tuesday nights, Sunday nights, just attending, meeting other musicians, trying to get into the circles, all of that. And it was really tough. And I had a lot of explaining to do with family back home, with my band over here. Because I just up and left. Because I felt like I needed to be there. Like I felt like the path was being cleared, right? So one day I'm sitting in the room, and through one of these musicians that I met at the open mic, I get a call one day saying, hey, there's this busking opportunity in Abu Dhabi through the Abu Dhabi government. There are 51 stages every weekend, and we need 17 different singers, so 3 times a week, blah, blah, blah. Some breakdown they gave me. Yeah. My game changer for me was one evening I was dropping my sister-in-law and 2 of her kids back home, and it was drizzling, 7:30 in the evening, and this Qualis, one bigger vehicle, like almost rams into us, and it's dark, it's raining, so my windows are up and everything's up, and it almost hits us, and I just honked really hard, and I flashed my lights. The vehicle stops, 5 guys get out, and they come and they start banging the glass on the car I am. And they know there's a lady there are kids there. They didn't give a damn. And all of us look different, right? I just put my window down and I apologized to them. That's all I could do. There was nothing else to do at that. So that evening I decided, I said, I'm out. Like that's when all this thing was happening, this talk with this guy and all of that.
Yeah, and I totally agree with you in terms of moving to Dubai, because I think Dubai is what potential India has to be, but it will take much longer for it to get there.
Yeah, and the sad part is, like, Dubai runs on
Indian this thing. So the thing is, you don't miss home there.
Absolutely not.
You don't miss home all.
It's only the people you miss.
Yeah. And that also, I think, after a while, you get used to them. So food-wise, you don't miss the place.
Not at all. You get everything.
Vibe-wise, you don't miss the place. It's a lot more cleaner. It's a lot more developed. It's a lot more safer, like you said. Right now, what is happening across India is there's so much construction happening everywhere. It's like we are perpetually under construction across the country. You're in Bangalore, it's like you go to Cochin, it's like that. You go to Bombay, it's like that. You go to Delhi, it's
constant,
like
that. So, but even Dubai is like that, but it's much more contained, I think.
It's still a lot
I crack a joke and say the national bird of the UAE is the crane. Because anywhere you look, you'll see the crane. It's a challenge. Like every time I challenge anyone, wherever you are in Dubai, you look anywhere, you'll see a crane. If not, 100 cranes. Yeah.
But it's at least not that, the roads are dug up.
Yeah.
It's not that tomorrow you'll fall into something. Yeah, there are challenges.
There are stories about how Google Map takes you on a bridge which is half constructed. So people drive over a bridge. There are stories like that.
It happened here also.
Here itself is what we're talking about, not Dubai.
Yeah.
Because it's been there for so long. Now, Ijaypura mein chale jao. That damn thing is under construction from last 15 years.
Man, the Henur flyover, when I started my PUC, it was started construction.
Just completed recently.
Yeah. It took nearly, 15 years.
I think every place does a construction job. We raise construction. So your kids and the construction gets raised together.
That Baipnali one got over in some.
Oh yeah. Yeah. My God, I used to use that road to go to.
I used to cycle from here to school via that road.
Wow.
So Jalwai Bihar, behind I used to cycle from here. And it used to take us 20 odd minutes, 25 minutes. I think the fastest we did was 20 minutes, 9 kilometers.
Wow.
And it's about 10 kilometers from here, 20 minutes.
Wow.
Nowadays, you can't even think of doing that.
You can walk faster at times.
Okay, so coming back to Dubai and...
Abu Dhabi.
Yeah.
Abu Dhabi.
Okay.
So you're giving a breakdown on the
how I
51
moved.
gigs and
So I get a call from one of my friends, Junior Brown, who's a great singer. I think one of my favorite singers in Dubai and everywhere. So he called me and said, dude, are you open to this busking opportunity? It's organized by the Abu Dhabi government. They're trying to promote Abu Dhabi as the music city. So they have 17 stages across the whole of the city, the entire city. And it's for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. 3 days a week for 6 months is the project. Would you be interested? It's not you'll be on a roster. There were some 300 artists and they'll call you. They'll fix out your schedule according to whenever you're available. Are you open to being on the roster? I said, sure. I don't have anything else to do right now. Like, I'm looking for gigs. And I'm literally had to cut out my ego, basically start from scratch.
Yeah.
And I think that's also a very, very crucial thing. Like, to be able to reinvent yourself and to, humble yourself to do the menial work again. So I did that. I got that gig, which was a blessing in a lot of ways because it was paying the bills after all. And since I was the only country singer doing it, I got to do it for all 3 days. So I was doing 3 days a week in Abu Dhabi and I did it for 6 months. So I would drive down every day from Dubai 3 times a week. And in the meantime, the Abu Dhabi government had collaborated with the same Music Travel Love guys that I've been following for 7-8 years before that. They were actually a big band in the early 90s. They were called the Muffets.
Yes. I've heard of the Muffets. I have music as well.
Yeah. So that is now 2 of the guys from the Muffets have become Music Travel Love, Bob and Clint. So, and I've been following them obviously all my life. And then Music Travel Love when they started this project. So when these guys told me that how they're coming and then they're looking for people to collaborate with for this next project, would you be open to it? I said, yeah. And these guys actually didn't know anything about me. They didn't know my name. They didn't know anything. They were just given all these singers, tapes, recordings to choose who they wanted to collaborate with. And they picked me out of those 200 plus
Nice.
entries that came in. They picked 3 or 4 of us. And that's how I got to collaborate with them. And when I met them around this time, I had 2,000 followers on Instagram. Like, I didn't really play the whole online game at that time because I was, again, very complacent in Bangalore. Everybody knew me. I knew everybody in Bangalore. I was making a comfortable living, all of that. So I didn't really feel the need to be active on Instagram and push for that and push for that and push. So when I joined them, when I got to collaborate with them, I had 2,000 followers. Did that song with them. The song came out. All that success happened from that. And I could never, ever equate to all of those things happening if I was still here. Because I took that, again, I'm not giving myself the credit. I just went with what I was being led to do. And the opportunities just opened up for me. So I think the whole point of this is, what I'm trying to say is always be open. Don't have a
agenda.
Because I think that just adds a lot more pressure to an already existing pressure situation, especially in a line like this when there's no fixed income source. So I think the more open you are to opportunities, the more flexible you are, at the same time knowing what's good for you and what's bad for you. Those are the things that you need to have, again, that inner compass that will, and your gut feeling that will have to come into to play for you to be able to make those calls on your feet. And I think the whole Dubai move for me was that, obviously with God leading the way. So,
right.
Going back to the point, like now, these guys, Music Travel Love, Bob and Clint, shout out to Bob and Clint. They become good friends of mine and mentors of mine. They've seen opportunity for me to grow and they've really got me to get my social game up, to build my YouTube channel and all of that. So now from 2,000 followers, I'm almost touching 90,000 followers today. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And I put out videos of my own on YouTube. Like the last one which I put out, which Bob helped me. And these guys have taught me one thing about no matter how good you think you are, you can be better when it comes to your output.
Right.
So they're such suckers for detail. And the difference between 1,000 views and 1 million views is that thing that you think you can let go of. And it's okay, it will work. But if you tweak it till it's perfect, you get it right, that's the difference between 1,000 views and 1 million views. There's proof because there was a song that I was going to put out for my channel. And I said, it's ready to go. He said, bullshit, it's not ready to go. They said we have to edit it. You have to re-sing it. You have to do this. Da da da. I put it out on my own channel, and that song crossed 1.3 million views
Wow.
last week, and I put it out last month.
In a month.
2 months. In 2 months, tomorrow makes 2 months since it's out, and it's crossed 1.3 million views. Yeah,
Nice.
and consistency is another thing they taught me about, and drilled it into my head because so now on the first of every month I put out a cover on my YouTube channel. Yeah, one is going out day after tomorrow. Yeah, on the first.
And this is your
Yeah.
and this is your original.
No, cover. All covers. Yeah.
All covers.
So what's stopping you from doing your original?
It's a great question. I don't think I'm ready to put down in a song what I really want to say.
Tanya writes well.
She does. Oh God, yeah.
Let
Yeah.
her write.
Yes, she's a great writer. There are many great writers, but I think at the end of the day, it needs to be something that comes from my heart. She can tweak it. I can tell her the story and she can write. I get that bit. But yeah, that's still a sore point. We are discussing it. We are trying to work it out.
I have a topic for you.
What's the topic?
Things that don't matter anymore.
Oh, wow. That's great. I like that.
They're just stories in your life. They were
Yeah.
stepping stones.
Yep.
And
And
you've
things that I've
taken-
let go of and things. Oh, shit. That's a good topic. I like
You're not disacknowledging your past at all.
No, I have
Right.
to own it 100%.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
I mean,
because
in this
that's
conversation.
what made me, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's,
And having said that, but they don't matter anymore. Life has moved on.
wow.
It's not
Yeah.
pointless. It was
Yeah.
the path that you took.
Yeah. Things that don't matter anymore. I'm going to write this song.
Yeah.
Or maybe Tanya's.
Yeah,
Song.
just tell her the story of things that
Yeah.
don't matter, but it's not
Yeah.
out of disrespect.
Absolutely not. And when I said I have to own my past, I really mean it, because if those things didn't happen and if anything had to be different, I would have been different.
Yeah.
But I like myself the way
Yeah.
I am now.
Yeah.
And I don't mean to sound arrogant about it.
No. I think
And
that's
it's
a
all
great
those
thing.
and it's all those things that made me who I am. So I have to own it and I have to acknowledge it, and I have to, whether it was negative or positive, I think it's crucial to give credit to it. And yeah, I get what you're saying. The things that don't matter anymore, not in a condescending way or disrespectful way to the things that happened, but thank you for happening. I've overcome it and I am who I am now because of you. Yeah.
And while you're saying that, I mean, I think it's a very powerful thing to say that I like who I am right now.
Yeah.
And since you said it, I'll say it for myself along with you.
Yeah.
I think I like who I am right now. It's
Yeah.
taken me a long time to get there.
And it's a constant thing. Right?
Yeah.
Every day you got to wake up. And
This is not to
work
say
on
I'm
yourself.
perfect. This is about
Absolutely,
I
yeah,
like
yeah,
myself
yeah.
now, which I don't think so I could have said 10 years ago
Yeah.
when I met you.
Yeah.
There was too much glass empty. Even now it's empty, but I look at it as glass
Yeah.
half full.
Yeah.
I was just telling somebody the other day, and I think this has become a constant. It came up from me a very, what do you say? बात करते करते निकला था. So I was telling this to a friend that it is the same glass that is both half full and half empty at the very same time. You decide.
You got to own it. You got to flaunt it. You got to, yeah.
So if you ask me what's different that you like yourself right now,
I don't.
I would say that I'm glass half full right now.
Yeah.
But I like that glass half
Yeah.
full. It's not bad.
And I think that inner compass thing is very, very important, right? For everybody. Like whether in whatever aspect of your life, especially when it comes to a career like a creative career where there's, again, no fixed source of income and everything. And you question your integrity, you question, because there have been opportunities where I've been like, I remember once when I was completely broke many years ago. I won't name names, but I got off the stage after singing a Kenny Rogers song. I sang, I think, The Gambler, one of the Kenny Rogers songs. And there was a guy that came up to me after that and said, and I was broke. I didn't have money to go home that night.
Right.
Okay. The guy came up to me and said, and I knew the guy, and I knew, not to sound judgy or anything, but, you know, you have to be in tune with what sits right with you and what doesn't. And you have to take those calls, those hard calls. So he came up to me after I got off stage and he said, dude, what you did just now took me back to my childhood. And my father, like, used to listen to Kenny Rogers all our lives. And he said, I want to give you 50 lakhs to record your album and to do whatever it is to get out there. And I knew where that money was coming from. It wasn't from a good place. Although it could have done a world of good for me, I had to say no.
Mm.
And I'm at peace with that now.
Yeah.
God knows what could have happened if I had to say yes.
If you had said yes.
If I had to say yes, if I had said yes. We never know, but so things like that. And then I have a lot more stories like that, like in crazy stories.
I'm sure there are. Let them
I
out.
think we'd love to hear those stories, but before that, can we have the song that went viral?
Oh, Let It Be. Yeah, I can do a few lines from it
Yes,
if that's
please.
okay. Yeah, okay. It's a Beatles song that Music Travel Love featuring Sheridan Brass covered and Elisa Astrid. It goes like this. When I find myself in times of trouble, Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. And in my hour of darkness, she is standing right in front of me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. Let it be. Let it be. Let it be. Oh, let it be. Whisper words of wisdom, let it be. Not the best version of it, but yeah. I started too high. That's it.
But that song has a high in itself.
Yeah.
Because there are multiple videos of yours doing this. The first time it came up, you shared it as like Sheridan Brass 1 account.
This actually changed a lot of things in my career. This one collaboration. Forever grateful to the Abu Dhabi government, to Music Travel Love. Yeah.
I will now get into his collaboration or his thing with Mudro. Is there something else that you want to take off?
One or two
Go for it.
Yeah.
Go for it.
What's the hat about?
Oh, when I'm not wearing the cowboy hat, I wear this.
Why that? I mean, what's the
Well, I think this is not
significant?
Not really. It's just that I think people associate me with the hat nowadays because all my videos and everything.
Your hat and my beard are identical.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of become like my identity in some ways. So and this particular one was actually made by, what's his name? I can never remember his name, but a friend of mine, her dad makes it. Were you at the show yesterday where the proposal happened? So the girl, Indra, her dad makes.
Oh wow!
Her dad made this for me.
Okay,
he actually sculpts.
That's on metal.
It's ceramic.
Ceramic.
Yeah,
glazed.
Yeah,
and we've seen a lot of musicians getting very popular. I don't know what it takes to get popular.
Neither do I.
So, but a lot of them get popular at a very young age. I think I don't need to name them, but they get popular, then they get the money, and then that takes them to another tangent. And by the time they are an age which is legal enough for them to do a lot of things, they are just fizzled out. But the popularity takes them to a high and then goes down.
Yeah.
Why?
Again, I think for me, like I would relate it back to that same inner compass thing. And fair enough. When it comes to the young ones like you're talking about, like, for example, if you look at Michael Jackson, he had no choice in the matter. He was manufactured by his father, right? He didn't have the opportunity to say no, that I don't want to do this. Like, because the father was a musician and had a dream. I don't know if the father was a musician, but I know that the father kind of had the whole dream of Jackson 5, and Michael Jackson was the youngest member, and he was just forced to get on with it and to sing and dance and everything. And when he got older, like there were, I think, sometimes where he spoke about how it wasn't his dream to, like he wanted to just walk around like a normal person and he could never do it, right? And that's what probably led to all his mental health issues and all the things that happened to him in the future. And I think so that's one aspect where you're kind of born into it and there's no way out of it, where you don't have the opportunity to say no, that this is not my dream. And the second thing is, you're good, you get the opportunities and you say yes to everything that comes your way without using your inner compass to decide if that's the right thing to do or not.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's the second dangerous part. And I think the ones that become successful and make it last are way more experienced, not just age-wise, but with their life experiences. And they know how to deal with that and cope with that level of fame and to be level-headed about it and not let it get the better of them.
And most of these popular bands and singers who are there, most of them, I'm not saying all of them,
Yeah.
they all have a very short shelf life. Like
Yeah.
today, Backstreet Boys is not there,
Yeah.
Boyzone is not there.
Yeah. They're still
Lot
there,
of
but they're
them are
not as big
they're
as.
not as
Yeah.
they're not releasing songs
Yeah.
as often as they were doing back then.
Yeah.
Maybe a few like Beyonce and some of them were still relevant, Katy Perry and all of them are doing even now. But then there is this spur of fame that comes to them.
Yeah.
For those 5, 6, 7 years, they release songs, albums, get popular, and then the whole thing and it's not only for international singers and bands. I think across the country also it's a similar thing. Somebody suddenly becomes popular and then just goes down.
Fizzles out, yeah.
So what could the reason be for that?
I think it could be multiple things. Firstly, I think like they're all, you heard this term, right? One-hit wonders. Like for me, for example, Peter Andre, Mysterious Girl was a one-hit wonder, right?
Macarena was Mysterious.
Yeah, all of those.
Chemical Brothers.
Yeah,
Natalie Imbruglia.
Yeah,
she was cute as well.
Tone, right? What is the song?
Yeah, Tone.
Yeah. So all of those guys, I don't know if it was, because see, that song did well. I don't know if it was their personal choice to say, hey, I'm happy with the money that I'm going to make from the song in terms of royalties. I'm happy with this chunk I got up front, and I'm going to back off now and live a life. Or it could have been like they had a bad experience with their labels or producers which just drove them away and they could not get a restart. So it could be multiple factors. But I think, again, going back to genres, now if you look at pop, for example, like I'm talking about hardcore mainstream pop, it would be weird to see a 75-year-old Taylor Swift doing the things she's doing, dressing the way she's dressing and trying to attract the younger crowd. I think, personal opinion again. So in terms of that, genre is made for a certain shelf life and a certain audience to relate to, right? Whereas the timeless guys like Tom Jones and the Lionel Richies and those guys, Elvis Presley, who no longer is alive, but they didn't have a shelf life. Like I got the opportunity to open for Lionel Richie and Tom Jones in Abu Dhabi. Yeah. And they're still attracting massive crowds. So they don't have a shelf life. They will live forever. So it all depends on the genre and on the message you're putting out in your music, how relevant it is. And the good thing about country music is very long shelf life. Like very long shelf life. Like I will always be relevant. I actually planned this very strategically. It had nothing to do with any of the heartfelt things I was speaking about. No, I'm kidding, man. No.
A lot of artists.
Yeah.
Like Kenny G.
Yeah.
Shakira and even Elton John.
Yeah.
Elton John's still quite relevant in
country,
but we had Ricky Martin and all these guys who have come out, released an album, done well, made money, and then just gone flat. Never heard of what they're doing, how they are. But them versus Bryan Adams, Metallica, Guns N' Roses, who are like Guns N' Roses. I had the opportunity to attend their concert in Bombay just a couple of months back. And at the age that they were still able to pull off the show so well. I don't know what goes behind the scenes in these concerts, but being able to stand there and...
I think it's just passion driven, no? Those things. Like obviously you have to do the work to take care of your physical self, but I think the passion will help you drive those factors. As long as you want to do it, I think your body will follow. Because you look at like the not Aerosmith, Rolling Stones, Mick Jagger, and those guys are like, he's 80 years old and he's still rocking the stage, man. He's so much more energy than a 20-year-old.
Yeah, I've heard this over and over again.
Yeah.
And like I thought Guns N' Roses was at like 2 generations back.
Yeah.
But even at the concert, there were kids who were there to listen to them. There were people who were 60 plus who were there to listen to them.
Yeah.
And there were strangers like me who were there to listen to them. But yeah, it was a great experience.
Yeah.
So do you feel that this could be because of lack of opportunity? That, okay, Guns N' Roses got the opportunity to perform even at this age and they're connecting with people, at least in India. and others are not getting, or it could be something else? What could it be?
I think they've just been consistent throughout, and they've been, yes, they've had the moments when they've gone under and all of that, but then the music has managed to stay afloat and to, like you said, transition and be brought down through the generations, right? So I think that's the main factor of their success till today. And also credit goes to the radio stations that keep their music relevant, keep their music playing. All of those things are a huge part of keeping a brand alive. The radio plays they get, the work that their marketing teams are doing behind the scenes, all of that comes into the
Now
picture.
that you mentioned it, how relevant do you think radio is in today's time when there are so many more platforms for audio
Yeah.
that is available?
Yeah,
Back-
but I think radio has also transitioned into these spaces. Like Spotify has their own radio channels. Like, I can start a radio channel with a song. So it's all those. I'm not talking about traditional radio. It's still important. Maybe not here in India so much when it comes to Western music, I think. But it's still relevant in America and still relevant in Dubai. We listen to the radio a lot because we get traffic updates and road closure things. So when I'm in the car, it's mainly radio. I think those countries and those cities still helps people with their music getting out. And then Apple Music, Spotify, all of them have playlists which they put out. I actually know the head of Apple Music pop playlist. She's a good friend of mine. So it's people like her that call the shots and put out the songs.
So anything that these platforms can do for upcoming artists, not only for yourself, but even somebody who's, who's starting off, you're already having done quite a bit. You have quite a lot of years behind you and a lot more ahead of you. But let's say somebody wants to start something in music, they feel they're good.
Yeah.
Can these platforms do something for these upcoming artists?
Absolutely. And I wish I knew, like I was saying, I wish I knew the power of tapping into the resources like Instagram and YouTube and Facebook. I did do my best. But these things have so much potential for anyone starting out. The thing is, like, it all goes back to, because it's so easy to put out content, quality is thrown out of the window most times. And it's that thing that makes the difference, where you put in the effort to sharpen that piece of content, to really get it right, to make it sound great, way superior to anything else that anybody else is putting out. So you aim to do your best, and then the chances of it going viral and reaching more people is a lot more. And it's, again, compounding, right? So
I wanted to explore the fact that his Mudro connection, reason being, he's playing with a bunch of people he, in some sense, has had long duration ties with.
Yep. Yeah.
Right? From your move to Bangalore, probably. Anybody older than that? Anybody from Yerkod or OT days?
No. All Bangalore. All Bangalore.
All Bangalore. So you're essentially talking about a band of brothers that you've been with for more than 20 years.
Going on 20 years. 2007, yeah. That's when I met Mark. Yeah.
Right.
Then Dan and Josh, maybe a few years after that. But yeah, man, shit, you're revealing my age and making me feel depressed. Where's the whiskey?
Yeah.
Kidding, no.
I'll save you the whiskey. You can't be talking about age to me. I'm the oldest in the room right now.
The youngest here.
No, but yeah, Mudro has been a very, very crucial part. I wish we had started earlier. I wish we had done things differently. But then again, I believe in the process of and time and all of those things. So yeah, Mudro is a very special project to me. Yeah.
I have a couple of questions about Mudro because I see Mudro do multiple things. While it is a band, I also know that it's in some sense amoebic because there are people who come in and go out.
Yes,
Right? I have also seen it being a platform for people with talent.
Yeah.
I have also seen it. In some sense, Mudro is a collaborative where each person is an institution of their own.
Yep.
Right? And a lot of them have alternative professions as well. Everybody is not purely a musician.
Yeah, there are a few who are purely doing
this. I mean, including yourself.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like a collective which stands for a certain identity.
Yeah.
And it is quite accommodating and it is quite encouraging both at the same time. When I say accommodating, I don't mean that accommodating matlab kuch bhi chalta hai. No. I say accommodatingly, if you see a talent, you're going to project it forward. You guys don't feel insecure from that point of view. Like, come on, we'll create the platform for you. In fact, yesterday also there were a couple of people who were singing for the first time.
Akash Paul, he's sang for the first time with us, but I think he's one of the brightest talents in the city. Young guy who's going to be a great value to the city.
So when I say accommodate from that point of view. Plus, you guys have independent lives. You have moved to another country.
Yeah.
Mark, I know, are in different, have been in different places. Things are happening. People do different things and come together. But you guys, this has stayed. Thus, there is potential for evolution as well. And I've seen it evolve. I was there for the first show of Mudro. Right? We were all there. We were one whole...
man, you were there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. The Rewind one, right?
Yeah. I'll tell you where.
In Commonalty. Rewind, yeah.
Commonalty.
Yeah,
and,
there was a... Man,
2015 or 16.
Yeah.
Something like
16.
that. Yeah.
October.
Yeah. And that was Rewind.
Rewind, yeah.
Which pub was it?
Rewind.
Pub
was Rewind, yeah.
Right. And it's not there anymore.
No.
Because I don't remember seeing anything closer
they
right
shut
now.
down. They shut down. Yeah.
It's interesting as a project. It's not a pure, you do this, I do this, we come together and do this kind of a thing.
No.
It's something that is evolving in its own way.
Yeah.
You're an integral part of it from the 4 co-founding teams and moving forward. But you stay in a different country, you still play as much role in it.
Yeah.
I'm curious about how this functions, even from a collaborative point of view. Like, you're a musician, sure. Like, I'm a designer. I would like to see, can this be facilitated for an architect, a designer, a graphic artist, so on and so forth? What's the structure like? How does it function and thrive and evolve? Because this seems like it has a potential of taking you along. And tomorrow, if you want to step back for a little while, it's all right. You want to come back home and you're welcome as well. And it'll move on. And it'll outlive you probably.
I hope it does. Yeah, that's the intention. Yeah.
So that's interesting from that point of view. It has a built-in quotient of seeing through the future. It accommodates, allows both.
Yeah, it's
go out.
interesting.
Yeah.
It's interesting that you brought this up, actually, because I'm also in the middle of trying to figure out how to do this, because yes, I am one of the co-founders, and I'm in a lot of ways, the band's identity revolves around me in some way, but I don't want that to be the case, because I feel my move to Dubai has kind of halted everybody else's progress. Although we have evolved as musicians individually, when we come together, it's still great. I think that Mudro as a band needs to do gigs without me also. We've never done any gig without me.
Right.
I think that by me being in a different country is giving them less of an opportunity to go out and do gigs. So I want them to be able to do things when I'm not around as well. Because like you said, we want to cultivate and we want to showcase the talent that the city has. And again, insecurities are not at all there, because we are functioning from a place of what can music do for you, not what is music doing for me. That's not where we are coming from, right? So we want to encourage more talent, get more people to come on board and sing. And
are everybody else also purely musicians, or do they have a
No.
A lot of people have other, like the drummer, and so
The question I have is, while you guys are a platform for attracting talent and promoting them and all of that, that way it functions as a platform as well. And it's kind of been accommodating of everybody, indifferent of whether they're a core group or not.
Yeah.
Right? What makes you stick? Is it the openness that makes you stick, or openness of the format that it is, or there are some core values that makes you stick? On what condition will you look at somebody, say that good talent but not Mudro? When will that happen? What is that parameter?
Again, inner compass.
Right.
I think that's where I function from, most of the guys function from. And I think it's the camaraderie and the understanding that we have, which is beyond music. Like, because we actually have grown up together. So our outlook in a lot of ways is very similar. And we can sniff out when people approach us and try to use us as a stepping stone and trample upon us. And we can differentiate when it's a genuine case of, wanting to just be a part of it all.
Right.
There have been a lot of cases where we had to say a hard no and say, this is not for us, even though the talent has been great and And
You've done that
but-
already.
yeah, we've done it. We've done we did it yesterday also.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what is that parameter when you say that? No.
I don't know what that is. And it's just a
But you collectively guys figure it out.
invisible line where it just, we wouldn't let them cross it,
Right.
and we'll have to make a decision. I don't know what we have no rule book or
Right.
playbook.
Sure.
But it's just that inner feeling, gut feeling that we rely on very strongly.
Right.
I love the idea because, there are so many people who start bands. Once they are out of college, the thing goes out. Like even Mr. Preetham David, who was showing you how he's playing a guitar after so many years.
Yeah.
And if Mudro can become that platform for people of all ages to, showcase their talent and become one with the music world, I think it would be a great thing that can happen. So
No, then the fundamental identity or rather the primary identity will become them as a platform. I don't think so they're a platform.
I don't know. I mean, I'm just saying, but I love the idea that it can become elevate to that as well. So,
and I think there is also that idea also has the idea of scaling. What it functions today, it is not asking for scale, but if there's a good talent, they'll promote it. But there's this something that they do not know, but calling it inner compass or gut at this point of time, saying that they know in spite of a good talent when something doesn't align.
Yeah.
Where
like the values, I think, need to align.
There is some sense of values, which probably is encapsulated in the fact that most of them have personal relationships from a very, very long time, which the intimacy is different.
That doesn't, like, for example, we could see a guy that's really talented or a girl that's really talented and get her on board, even though we don't know her from Adam. But it's just that whole vibe, it's that whole outlook that needs to gel. Because when you're on stage, you can be the best musician in the world, but if you don't have a chemistry to share with each other, that needs to translate to the audience. If you're comfortable on stage, that translates to the audience being comfortable. Because if you look at it, it's like a face-off, right?
Yeah.
And there is tension there. It needs to be eased out.
Right.
And because the audience are all individual members that are coming to experience something.
Yeah. For them, they're going to Mudro. They're actually independent people. And I mean, although we relate to independent people and we might like somebody more than the other, but they're still coming from Mudro. And the overarching identity is Mudro.
So if I was coming onto the stage saying that I'm only going to sing to Basho because he's come to see me, and if my guitar player says I'm only going to sing for my family, and we have no relation on stage, then it's going to be 6 different shows happening at the same time. Nobody's going to feel that intimate connection. So we come together as our bond is so strong that we come out there with, like, this is us for all of you, not this is me for you,
Right.
In my head, I'm actually imagining, I know it might be Mudro, it might be something, but imagine 5 different cities, same time, same day, everybody playing similar songs because they're all on the same platform, same band.
Yeah.
So it could be like, say, Mudro in Bombay, Delhi, Bangalore, Calcutta, playing at the same time, same day.
Yeah.
And probably the same songs, but 5 or 6 different artists playing in each city at the same time. That's something that's running into my head. But do you see a possibility of country music or country music collaborating with Indian classical?
That's something that I've been thinking about for a while, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
The time has not yet come, but it will happen. Like, that's something that
Interesting. I think I'll be looking forward to that.
Yeah, I want to do it. Because I think the instruments that we have to offer as a country are just so beautiful. Like the sitar and like there's so many, the flute. Like, it's just amazing. And that blend will be interesting. That's something I've...
Let it out there. Just encapsulate this in a wish and let it out there. Let that be the ending. And
we can end this with a song. So Sheridan, thank you so much for doing this. It was an absolute pleasure, and I think I totally enjoyed it. I'm sure Bashop did too. And I think for a first musician episode, this was brilliant.
Thank you. Thank you for so having me, guys. It really felt like home, and I hope this works out in whatever way y'all wanted to work out, and like, all success to you guys. And this is just the start for bigger things. And
success to you as well.
Thank you. We all need to build each other up and wish the best for one another.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
need to.
So
Yeah.
thank you for finding time and sharing your stories.
Thank you.
Some of them, I'm not so
Yeah.
sure will hit the day, but we'll go for it.
Yeah.
Give us a listen. Let us know how you like Sheridan's story. We like all of it. And if you like, please share and subscribe. Thank you.
All right, this is a song that's helped me and kind of talks about my journey in a lot of ways. And it's a gospel song. So it goes like this. Every time I try to make it on my own, every time I try to stand and start to fall, all those lonely roads that I've traveled on, there was Jesus. When the life I built came crashing to the ground, when the friends I had were nowhere to be found, I couldn't see it then, but I can see it now. There was Jesus.